What's up, guys? Ranger here, and I'm back with another part of my 7,000 subscriber special, and another really requested video, which is "To This Day" by Shane Koyczan, and this is another one of Shane's fantastic videos and poems, and some people with my last video said that it was really emotional, and I remember the Mysterious Mr. Enter making a mention about this video, as well as the Shoulders video, which I already did as well. But let's go ahead and check this video out, shall we? Starting the video in 3, 2, 1, click. To this day.
When I was a kid, I used to think that pork chops and karate chops were the same thing. I thought they were both pork chops. And because my grandmother thought it was cute, and because they were my favorite, she let me keep doing it. Not really a big deal. One day, before I realized fat kids are not designed to climb trees, I fell out of a tree and bruised the right side of my body. I didn't want to tell my grandmother about it because I was scared I'd get in trouble for playing somewhere I shouldn't have been. A few days later, the gym teacher noticed the bruise and I got sent to the principal's office. From there, I was sent to another small room with a really nice lady who asked me all kinds of questions about my life at home. I saw no reason to lie. As far as I was concerned, life was pretty good. I told her whenever I'm sad, my grandmother gives me karate chops. This led to a full-scale investigation, and I was removed from the house for 3 days, until they finally decided to ask how I got the bruises. News of this silly little story quickly spread through the school, and I earned my first nickname, Pork Chop. To this day, I hate pork chops. I'm not the only kid who grew up this way, surrounded by people who used to say that rhyme about sticks and stones. As if broken bones hurt more than the names we got called, and we got called them all. So we grew up believing no one would ever fall in love with us, that we'd be lonely forever, that we'd never meet someone to make us feel like the sun was something they built for us in their tool shed. So broken heartstrings bled the blues as we tried to empty ourselves so we would feel nothing. Don't tell me that hurts less than a broken bone. That an ingrown life is something surgeons can cut away, that there's no way for it to metastasize. It does. She was 8 years old. Our first day of grade 3 when she got called ugly. We both got moved to the back of class so we would stop getting bombarded by spitballs. But the school halls were a battleground where we found ourselves outnumbered day after wretched day. We used to stay inside for recess because outside was worse. Outside, we'd have to rehearse running away or learn to stay still like statues, giving no clues that we were there in grade 5. They taped a sign to the front of her desk that read, "Beware of dog." To this day, despite a loving husband, she doesn't think she's beautiful because of a birthmark that takes up a little less than half her face. Kids used to say she looks like a wrong answer that someone tried to erase but couldn't quite get the job done. And they'll never understand that she's raising 2 kids whose definition of beauty begins with the word mom. Because they see her heart before they see her skin. Because she's only ever always been amazing. He was a broken branch grafted onto a different family tree. Adopted. Not because his parents opted for a different destiny. He was 3 when it became a mixed drink of 1 part left alone and 2 parts tragedy. Started therapy in 8th grade, had a personality made up of tests and pills, lived like the uphills were mountains and the downhills were cliffs, 4/5 suicidal, a tidal wave of antidepressants, and an adolescence being called pauper. 1 part because of the pills, 99 parts because of the cruelty. He tried to kill himself in grade 10 when a kid who could still go home to mom and dad had the audacity to tell him, "Get over it." As if depression is something that can be remedied by any of the contents found in a first aid kit. To this day, he is a stick of TNT lit from both ends. Could describe to in detail the way the sky bends in the moments before it's about to fall. And despite an army of friends who all call him an inspiration, he remains a conversation piece between people who can't understand. Sometimes being drug-free has less to do with addiction and more to do with sanity. We weren't the only kids who grew up this way. To this day, kids are still being called names. The classics were, "Hey stupid," "Hey spaz." Seems like every school has an arsenal of names getting updated every year. And if a kid breaks in a school and no one around chooses to hear, do they make a sound? Or they're just background noise from a soundtrack stuck on repeat when people say things like kids can be cruel? Every school was a big top circus tent, and the pecking order went from acrobats to lion tamers, from clowns to carnies. All of these miles ahead of who we were freaks. Lobster claw boys and bearded ladies. Oddities juggling depression and loneliness, playing solitaire, spin the bottle, trying to kiss the wounded parts of ourselves and heal. But at night, while the others slept, we kept walking the tightrope. It was practice, and yes, some of us fell. But I want to tell them that all of this is just debris left over when we finally decide to smash all the things we thought we used to be. And if you can't see anything beautiful about yourself, get a better mirror. Look a little closer. Stare a little longer. Because there's something inside you that made you keep trying despite everyone who told you to quit. You built a cast around your broken heart and signed it yourself. You signed it. They were wrong. Because maybe you didn't belong to a group or a clique. Maybe they decided to pick you last for basketball or everything. Maybe you used to bring bruises and broken teeth to show and tell but never told. Because how can you hold your ground if everyone around you wants to bury you beneath it? You have to believe that they were wrong. They have to be wrong. Why else would we still be here? We grew up learning to cheer on the underdog because we see ourselves in them. We stem from a root planted in the belief that we are not what we were called. We are not abandoned cars stalled out and sitting empty on some highway. And if in some way we are, don't worry. We only got out to walk and get gas. We are graduating members from the class of We Made It. Not the faded echoes of voices crying out names will never hurt me. Of course, they did. But our lives will only ever always continue to be a balancing act that has less to do with pain and more to do with beauty.
Wow. Again, Shane, oh my gosh. This video, again, kids, even adults, have gone through this same thing every single day. Many of us have went through this same thing every single day of our lives. Being called names because of just one little difference, and people just automatically... It's like being different gives them justification to make fun of you. Everybody is different. None of us were created equal in that sense. We're all different. We all have different looks. We all have different mentalities. We all have different interests. We all have different likes and dislikes. Every single one of us are unique. We're all different. Yet some people find it a justification just because of a difference of appearance, a difference of opinion. They find it as a justification to make fun of you as if you are a circus freak, and that gives them the right to laugh at you, to throw stones at you, to hurt you. But many people have made it through that, and they've went on to do amazing, great things. Too many times people have, again, this is something that people have to deal with every single day. It doesn't matter. You can be a young child, you can be a teenager, you can be an adult. It doesn't matter. People go through this. This is the same kind of thing that people go through. People get laughed at simply because they're different in some way. Yet, every one of us are different. Every one of us, regardless of what people say, regardless of what you're told, there is beauty on the inside. Everybody, there are going to be people throughout our lives that are going to tell us that we're ugly, that we're stupid, that we're retarded, that we don't deserve to live. They're the ones that are making it hard for themselves. The ones that bully, the ones that try to put you down. They're trying to... It's kind of funny because sometimes you wonder if maybe they're trying to put others down because they feel bad about themselves. So they're trying to belittle others so that they can feel like they're something. There are going to be times, every one of us have had times, and there will be future times throughout our lives whenever people are going to tell you you can't do something. Or make fun of you because of the way you look, make fun of you because of an interest that you have or something. I mean, just make fun of you because of who you are. Don't be afraid to be different. Don't be afraid to be unique. Don't be afraid to be who you are. Be who you want to be. Do what you want to do. If it's something you enjoy, if it makes you happy, do it. Don't let others stand in your way. Don't let others put you down. Everybody is unique. Be your own person. Don't let others try to put you down. Try to belittle you for being what you are, for being who you are. You are who you are. And if they really have the audacity to look at someone and call them names to make fun of them, who's living the better life, really? You or them? If they have such the perfect life that the only time on their hands that they have is to make fun of others, then I would really hate to be in their shoes. But again, I really want to thank Shane, and I really want to thank Shane and the Mysterious Mr. Enter both. I want to thank Shane for making this amazing poem and this video, and I really want to thank the Mysterious Mr. Enter as well for further bringing this video to our attention. And I want to thank you guys again for joining me for this. And like I said, every one of us is different. None of us are the same. But we're all free to be who we want to be what we want to be, do what we want to do, regardless of whether people laugh at us or not, and tell us that we can't do it. We're still here. And if anybody that you know is going through a similar situation, having a hard time, please show them Shane's original video. Show them his video and help them. Let them know that they're not alone. That there are others that have went through the same thing. That are going through the same thing. You are not alone, and you will never be alone. There are plenty of people that can relate to your situation, that have suffered but strived and made it through. They stood their ground and they made it through. Reach out to others and help them. Let them know that they're not alone. It's not a fight that they should fight on their own. If you've got a friend that is going through a similar situation, it's not their fight to fight alone. There's no reason why they should. fight it with them, help them. But thank you guys again for joining me, and I will see you guys again next time with the next reaction that I do. Take care.